Hi everyone, I'm Echoes and I'm a VTuber, and I'll be going over episode 5 of Kaina of the Great Snow Sea. It's called Rescue Mission. So in this episode, we don't really get too much, what's the word? We don't get too much world building, but it's more like we get a bit more action this time around. So yeah. So in the beginning episode, we have Kaina and Ririha's younger brother Yaona pretty much making sure to reach the Snow Sea through using an escape route used by the royal family. So this escape route is found in a fireplace, which is the chimney of the old castle. So in a way, you see that the remnants of the older civilizations are underground, and the newer civilizations are built on top of it, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, and then it kind of remarks about how it's covered in soot because it's a chimney. And yeah, the further you go into Snow Sea, the more new roots from the spire trees you find. That's kind of an interesting observation here. And they're engulfing the castle and the city. Right below the Snow Sea. Snow Sea is always rising. So we have to keep building higher and higher. It's like we're being chased. Deeper down, you'll find even older castles and cities. So pretty much humanity had to sort of adapt to the harsh conditions of the Snow Sea, as like it's kind of like like I guess it's can be related to the rising sea levels in modern times. And kind of like maybe you'll reach the canopy if the Snow Sea rises high enough. And Yana talks a bit more about his older sister. It looks like they had a good sibling relationship. Oh yeah, and then we get the... See, Yana notices that there's this... Yeah, he notices this quilt that's in this area. It's the same quilt that was depicted in the royal castle of Atland that he noticed before. And there seems to be some words, but he can't really decipher what it means. And then Yana, he follows Yana, and then you see the little light thing watching them still. And you can see, kind of notices it, but obviously it goes away. It's like behind them this time instead of in front of them, which is a little weird. But maybe it doesn't want to be seen by Yana for whatever reason. And here you see the little flashback of Ririha and Yana pretty much exploring this area because it's only known by the royal family, so the younger brother is following the older sister here. And you see that the Snow Sea, like, also, what's weird about it kind of reminds me of algae. It's like, it's not water, because I saw in the comments, which also makes sense, is that people are made of water, right? But because the Snow Sea is not made of water, humanity sinks. So it means that it's more dense than water for whatever reason. Kind of an interesting observation. And also you see here it's glowing, even in a completely dark place. So maybe it's like some sort of life is allowing the sea to glow. So it has its own luminescence. And then they're using the air tanks here. You can see that they're walking underwater, or under the Snow Sea, because water isn't the quite right word for it. And they see all the barnacles and the creatures that live in the sea itself. Then you get the opening, which we'll skip for now. And then we get a cut back to the Valgia ship that Ririha has been captured on. And you see that the general from before with the mechanical power armor is taking the time to speak with her. And pretty much Ririha says that her father will not agree because he's pretty much fine sacrificing his own children for his country. And it's like, oh, you'll die though. And then Ririha's ready for that. And then she believes that Valgia will lose for whatever reason because they have the great sage So it's kind of interesting that she's spinning it off that way. As I don't know, it's because the sage is like a mythical figure, and she doesn't really know how, but it looks like she believes that the sage will save them. And it's very possible that Kaina could be the sage that is prophesied, because he is from the canopy, is going down, has the technology of the oldest civilizations with him that's allowing him to do what was previously impossible, especially the breathing underwater part with the air tanks. Like, and then the general's like, do you really expect us to believe it? And then she also mentions Kaina as well. It's funny she mentioned as the sage's disciple, but he really could actually just be the sage himself, especially since that whole light thing, green light thing, is following them around. Catch a disciple and threaten the sage. So it makes me wonder if the Kaina will in reality be able to save everyone. And you can see that Ririha is bluffing a bit, but regardless, she's trying to hold the strong position here. And the general acknowledges that she's a very clever person. See, they're continuing to walk a bit more. I really like this scene here where you see like all these roots are connecting to the next spire tree. So in a way, it just sort of confirms that all the trees are sort of connected together under the water. And then the royalty wants to use the boy from the canopy. And they also mention how the admiral, who's probably in charge of that general from before, likes strange things for whatever reason. Maybe he's like a researcher, or just like it's a collector for whatever reason. And then the royal family here is like, oh, we'll offer the boy, because they saw the boy. He could be like a chess piece they can use, but then it's revealed here by the Yaona's attendant that Yaona's gone, and also the Kaina's gone too. Yeah, like they can't get anywhere, so nothing to worry about. But really they can, because they don't understand that Kaina has all the super amazing technology from the canopy. And they're waiting for the admiral to come. And then you see here that Yaona almost trips, and Kaina's able to save him, luckily. Especially since they gotta be careful. And they have they see the creatures swarming under the ocean. And then looks like there's air pockets under the sea for some reason, which is pretty cool. So it's places where they could just take rest, especially as long as they're able to continue using the air pocket technology, or the air barrier technology in the air tanks, then they could use it more. I also seem to enjoy using the bathroom. I guess it just shows that they're walking for such a long time. And then kind of asking about the light thing, if he's seen it. Most likely doesn't want to be seen by the prince for whatever reason, and just calls it a light. And then Yaona introduces a bit more world building here, which is called the Ascender. So it's some sort of monster that looks like it's the guardian of the snow sea for whatever reason. Guardian of the snow sea, yep. So for some reason I imagine it to be like some sort of big giant sea creature, like a kraken or something, or big octopus. But also it could just be another creature. So Admiral comes, and then the Admiral's very impressed by Ririha's bravery. He's like, how do you want to die? He's like, and she's being kind of sassy. He's like, oh, it's good you're very rebellious. Ha ho ho ho. But he's he gives off a sinister vibe here. And they find another air pocket, and then Yaona believes that that kind of should go without him, because he's not moving very quickly. And he's like, we're almost there. He's like, I don't want to drag you down. And then then kind of realizes that his air tank is almost empty for some reason. So he had a hard time breathing. And he's like, no worries. So it looks like they're able to put in new air berries or swap it with his own. And I really like how Kaina's encouraging her. He's like, you're not holding me back. Let's just go together. And they also notice that they're almost near the surface anyway. It looks like they went the wrong way. So they have to find a way to get there. And they notice that, oh, there's a creature. They could just latch onto it because Kaina also has the technology where he has that gun with the string. So they could kind of hitch a ride here. I think it's just really cool. It's like what's it called? It's like a harpoon attached to a string. Yeah, it's pretty much a harpoon. Kind of like how they used to hunt whales, but he's not hunting whales. He's just trying to latch on here. Because he's also pretty strong because he could hold himself up, and Yaona can latch onto him. It's like they're here. It's a kind of a cool scene. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Attack on Titan, a little bit as well, but no, they're just latching onto the sea creature. You see that they're in this abandoned hut, and then pretty much the messenger reveals that the king doesn't want to, will not yield, pretty much. This is his answer. And then you see that the admiral just kills the messenger and uses him as a way of saying that the king decided to die. And his pride will cause his people to suffer. Or reduce them out. Mouths to feed and pitiful girl, die here because your father's foolish. So yeah. Shame, but yeah, in a way, her father is not exactly a good person. And see that Yaona is pretty much saved Kaina because he was AFK for a bit. And then they, looks like, yeah, glad that he's there to help them. So it's good that they're supporting each other. That we didn't make it time, and they can't be. But it looks like at least they're a lot closer than before. And then they see Ririha is pretty much just kind of used as a hostage here. Because she's chained up on a rock. It's kind of like as if she is crucified. But yeah. Yep. Good bump. And then you see the little light thing watching them again. Hopefully we'll get more info on whatever this light thing is, but just seems to be a guardian, I guess. But yeah, nothing too crazy this episode. Just gets a little bit of moving. You get Yaona and Kaina pretty much getting to their destination through a variety of ways. We get a little bit of Ririha's perspective, her being hostage, messenger being killed. We get introduced to the admiral, who's most likely in charge of the Valgian ship or crew or whatever their moving civilization is on. So yeah, it looks like, I don't know, we get a little more details here. A bit, obviously it's going slowly, but it's like not at like a super slow pace. It's like a good steady pace where we're slowly fed a bit more information every time. And yeah, thank you so much, and hope you guys enjoyed this this breakdown. I'm enjoying this series quite a lot. It's definitely a bit more on the relaxing end and not too like intense. So I appreciate it's a more chill vibes. All right, thank you so much. Take care.